That's right, we have a new bike. It's the only problem. That's right, we have something new. God. Welcome back to Hardtail Life, and today we have something new. What happened? We have the 2021 Santa Cruz Tallboy, and this is the aluminum frame. I could not afford the carbon, the CC. You know, having a hardtail for so long, I don't want to be too harsh on the hardtail by explaining how great a full suspension bike is. So you've already heard and seen a lot of reviews on the Tallboy. So today I just really want to go over the important things, the things that most riders care about or understand. And let's go with what everyone cares about, and that is your fork and your shock. On the front, you have the RockShox Recon with 130 millimeters of travel. And in the back, we have the 120 Fox Float DPS. Okay, now that we know what's in front and what's in back, we're gonna go over the geometry, the things that I kind of care about. We want to talk about the head tube angle. Head tube angle is 65.5, which is pretty standard in most bikes today. Head tube angle is at 76.2. I'm 6'3", and maybe I should have an extra large, but this is a large. But the reason why I chose a large is because here in California in the mountains, we have a lot of switchbacks, and they're very grindy, dry, rocky. And having a boat coming down those hills is a little harder. So I wanted something a little more nimble, even though I'm probably going to be scrunched up in the cockpit. But you know, you can't get everything you want, right? The wheelbase is at 1211, which is not bad. Now the weight was another issue. As soon as I came into the store, I just knew there was something. This bike was a little heavier. I was like, wow, this is a little heavy. So it does come in at 34.6 pounds. That is on the heavy side, which makes it faster on the descents. It actually climbs pretty well. So don't be too worried about the weight on the aluminum frame. With these wheels, I'll get into that later, you can really get a lot of grip. The front wheel doesn't spin. I had a hardtail for the longest time, and the front wheel would just spin. I had to reposition all the time. So you lose a lot of power when you're doing that. You can also upgrade to a 140. So, tires. You can get up to a 2.6. I don't think I would go with 2.6. Maybe a 2.4 or 5 in the front, 2.4 in the back. But for now, I'm just going to stick with the 2.3s. The rotors are the Avid Centerline 180s. The only thing I transferred over right now are the Rock Bros from my hardtail. This did not come with pedals, and most bikes don't come with pedals. You just have to get your own, which is better. Then you can customize what you want on your bike. But this will not go on this bike. It's just for now. All right, pros versus cons, and we'll just start from the front of the bike because it's a lot easier that way. Having 130 over 100 on my last bike, that's a pro for me. Might not be a pro for you. You might need 150 or higher for your area. I love the tires. They're 29ers and 2.3s. I thought they would go a little bit higher to like 2.4 because you are paying what you're paying. I'm not angry. I'm happy with what I got. But eventually I think I'll swap out my old tires for my hardtail and put 5 up front, 2.4 in the back. Another pro is that the tires are already tubeless. So I bought tubeless, got the tape, I got the stems and the fluid I'll use. I'll use everything, but previously I thought I was going to get the Polygon T8.
I did not.
Another pro are the 180 rotors. I've been using 160s on my hardtail, so I'm really excited about going down hillsides. Put a 200 in the front, which I probably will, but no time soon after spending what I did. Another pro is the Tellus dropper post. It's good enough for me, and I'm 6'3". I don't have any complaints, you know, climbing up hills. I like the trigger, really simple to use, feels sturdy. My only issue, and this is not really a con, I just have to get used to it, but it's the shifters over here. I'm used to a thumb and a finger trigger, and this is just basically a thumb moving to high, low, and I gotta get used to it. That's just what's typical on bikes nowadays. I would have to say the shifting is amazing on this thing. Now, I come from a front derailleur system, which, yeah, laugh at me if you want. I laugh at myself. But this is great. I think anything is better than a front derailleur, but knowing that this just shifts so cleanly, I don't even know what gear I am in. And that's kind of the nice thing, that I can just adjust it by how I feel, and it'll react right away. It's just in sync with everything else in the bike. I feel like I paid $1,000 more than I should have, but that's direct to consumer. This was bought in the store. Oh, and shout out to Cambria Bike. So $3,600. Did I overpay? I don't know. I guess I'm just so happy with it, I don't even care. So I will leave everything on this bike for now. I will not switch anything. I'm not gonna go out and buy like another $1,000 part. Just ride the bike that you bought. My overall score for the Tallboy is a glittery 8.5 out of 10 stars. Could have been a 9, but you can feel the weight on the long steep climbs. The low suspension really gives the Tallboy a boost for a small range fork and shock. Who's this bike for? Anyone with a credit card. Thanks for watching Hardtail Life 2.0.